Things aren't always as they seem. So this is going to be a weird one, but I've been making this like crochet hexagon cardigan, and I always have like 10 projects, craft projects going at the same time, crochet knitting, crochet knit, stuff like that, bits and pieces all over the place. And I'm always reading like 10 different books at the same time, all of them pretty badly. Um, and I got talking to someone today because I took this with me to a meeting I had, because it really helps me concentrate. So that's one thing. Crocheting, doodling, knitting helps me concentrate. I've been doing that for years before I even got my autism and ADHD diagnoses. Because I'm dyslexic, I have short-term memory issues, so I have to like highlight things, write copious notes, or if I'm distracting myself with something like crochet or doodling, quite often I can hear better and pick up stuff, so it's a bit of an interesting thing. So I quite often take crochet or knitting or something with me when I'm having meetings because it helps me concentrate more. Sounds weird, but it works. And I was talking about how I always have lots of projects on the go, etc., etc. Like I started making some socks for my husband for his birthday, and I think it took me 5 years to finish a pair of socks. And I was doing both at the same time because I know what I'm like. If I do one, you're going to get one sock. So I was doing two at the same time, but it still took me that long. So I've been talking about my ADHD meds. It's the reason I got the diagnosis, because I wanted to see if they helped me with concentration and with my executive dysfunction stuff that I've always dealt with and thought was my dyslexia, but I'm wondering if it's actually my ADHD. And was talking about the fact I've been crocheting this thing. And the person said, so how long have you been crocheting it for? And I was like, actually not that long. Oh, that's really interesting. So it got me thinking, because I've been trying to work out how my meds are helping me, and there's been some very definite improvement in certain things, but I hadn't thought about the finishing of projects and stuff. And I'm probably going to get this top finished in like the next week, and that's really unusual for me. I've got quite a lot of things that I've never finished. I started making a pair of trousers once, those never got finished. As I said, I've done like 2 pairs of socks. I think I've got at least another 2 pairs of socks on the go, which are probably never going to get finished, because anybody who knits socks, you're amazing, because it's just so boring. But I am going to finish this, and it's going to get done. It's going to get finished quite quickly. And I hadn't really clocked that with the ADHD meds, because I just hadn't really thought about it, and I hadn't, you can't notice everything when little subtle changes are happening with stuff. I don't think it's always that easy to notice, and that's probably the thing I want to share is, regardless of whether you're on ADHD meds or anything like that, what I love about like anniversaries and looking back at things and maybe writing a journal, and then looking at your journal over the last year, or doing one of those crazy things like writing yourself. There's a thing called Future Me where you can write yourself a note for the future that then comes back to you, is that fact that you can stop and reevaluate and go, oh yeah, I maybe hadn't spotted that about what I've been doing, and maybe things are improving or things have subtly changed or whatever. This is also something I notice with my clients who come and see me for shamanic healing and soul retrievals and improving stuff like that, is sometimes 6 months later it'll be like how is life going? It's like, oh, things have really improved, and this has improved and that has improved, and I don't really know how it's happened, and I think, yeah, it might be the healing you had or things that have shifted because of that. So I thought I'd just share that because it's something that I've noticed, and maybe if you took a step back and stopped and went, oh yeah, that thing has changed, or that thing I was trying to improve or change, maybe it is better than I thought it was. Because if I hadn't noticed, and I've been trying to religiously take note of how my drugs are affecting me, and I hadn't noticed that about finishing projects, then goodness knows what else I haven't noticed. So I just thought I'd share that, because sometimes it's nice to be reminded. I mean, whatever, you're amazing anyway, but maybe you're more amazing than you realise you are, because you haven't actually stopped, reevaluated, looked back at where you were like 6 months ago and gone, oh yeah, things are maybe better than I thought they were. So keep being amazing, whatever. I just thought I'd share that.